The internet's most hated, most cringeworthy, and most disrespectful IRL streamer Johnny Somali is facing a possible 29 years in a Korean prison. This guy's main talent seems to be turning entire countries against him, one chaotic livestream at a time. Johnny Somali's idea of content is showing up in places, acting like an untrained circus performer, and livestreaming the fallout. But after the extremely disrespectful acts he pulled in South Korea, he's now facing real consequences. His passport has been seized, he's had bounties on him, the public taking the situation into their own fists a few times, and his list of charges is starting to look like a novel. So if things don't go his way, 29 years in prison could soon become a reality. Not the epic clout moment he probably had in mind.
Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like for clout. I've said it many times.
But how exactly did Johnny go from an IRL streamer to public enemy number one in Korea? This man has hopped from one high trust society to another, pulling his antics in places where people are generally polite and peaceful, just waiting for locals to snap. And when they inevitably do, he plays the victim, acting shocked that his content is offending people. Oh, and when he's really in trouble, he tries to pull the "but I'm American" card as if that's his universal get out of jail free pass.
What am I going to do? America! I'm from America!
After this video, I'm sure all my American viewers can confirm they don't want to claim this guy.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
Johnny's resume of reckless behavior started in Japan, where he livestreamed his way into becoming a local punching bag. He even got himself a cozy 3-month jail sentence before fleeing. Israel was his next playground, where he managed to annoy the police so much they detained him. He barely made it out before they decided to throw him back in. But Korea, well, that's where Johnny really outdid himself. As soon as he landed in South Korea, Johnny apparently decided to push his behavior to a new level. Within days, he managed to offend so many people that the Korean public collectively decided he had to go. And the list of his antics? It's impressive, in the worst way possible. First up, he harassed women on the streets, then crashed the stage at a concert, and his pièce de résistance, bought a fish, left it in the sun to rot, then carried it around on public transportation, shoving it in people's faces. Just picture him standing there with a spoiled fish thinking, yep, this is quality content. And that was only the beginning. He went into a convenience store, turned it into his own nightclub, blasting music, threw food around, and disrespected anyone who asked him to stop.
I did not drink it, you stupid. You Chinese ass.
By this point, Johnny was a one-man circus act, offending people faster than he could stream it. And then he found Korea's comfort woman statues, which honor the memory of countless women, many of them girls, who suffered horrific abuse at the hands of the Japanese Imperial Army during World War II. But disrespectful Johnny thought, perfect, I'll pour baby oil on myself, dance around, and make this my new content. And not only once, but several times. To top it off, he started kissing the statue. By now, Johnny wasn't just a nuisance, he was making actual enemies. People weren't just annoyed, they were livid. And rightfully so. That's when the Korean public got organized. Like bounty hunter level organized. Online communities put out a call, anyone who could track down Johnny's location and report him would get a reward. At one point, they'd raised over 1 million won, that's more than $700, just to get him detained. Suddenly, every time Johnny went live, people knew where he was. It was like the whole country had decided to play Where's Johnny?
Johnny 어딨어?
Except they weren't looking to find him for a selfie. During one livestream, things finally reached a boiling point. Someone found him and threw a punch straight to the face.
Good time.
Whoa!
Now you'd think this would be a wake-up call, right? Wrong. Johnny did what Johnny does and turned it into content. He slapped a bandage on his face like some kind of prize fighter and kept streaming. Maybe it was the punch talking, but Johnny's confidence seemed undented, for now at least. Even as the hits kept coming, both figuratively and literally, Johnny kept upping the ante. In a desperate move, he even called the police on people following and attacking him. I mean, the irony. But instead of arresting his attackers, the police detained Johnny himself, searched him, and even drug tested him. And guess what? He tested positive for THC. In South Korea, getting caught with THC can get you up to 5 years in prison. For Johnny, the slapstick was quickly turning into a reality check. Meanwhile, his streaming options were drying up faster than he could reload. YouTube finally joined Twitch and Kick in banning him, leaving Johnny with few places to annoy the world. And just when you thought he had hit the bottom, he broke out a shovel and kept digging. He created a deepfake video of himself making out with a popular Korean content creator and claiming she was his girlfriend. To no one's surprise, she was furious and sued him. Oh, and in Korea, this is all illegal and can earn you 7 years behind bars. So now Johnny's list of charges are starting to look like a grocery list. And I'm sure this was not the type of publicity he had hoped for. Then, in a move that can only be described as career-ending stupidity, Johnny posted a video taunting the entire Korean public.
Try to find me. I dare you. You never will. So, good fucking luck. That's all I want to say to you guys.
Clearly forgetting that this wasn't some virtual game. Within 24 hours, Koreans tracked him down, all thanks to a pizza box on his table. Turns out there was only one 24-hour pizza place near his streaming location, and fans put 2 and 2 together. Yeah guys, so clearly if you don't want to get tracked down, don't eat pizza. But of course when they found him, Johnny tried to flee as if he hadn't practically invited them to hunt him down. At this point, South Korea had it. The government confiscated his passport and effectively grounded him like a parent dealing with a toddler on a sugar high. And Johnny's response? The world's most insincere apology video. Unsurprisingly, Johnny's apology only made things worse.
You guys only saw me dancing with the statue. And honestly, if I could take it back, I won't. How about that?
Yeah. Combined, this guy has a total of 0 respect and brain cells.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. If you want me to apologize and bow down on my knees and apologize, I refuse. I won't.
So, as you can imagine, this would only make people even angrier. And it wasn't long before this happened.
What do you got? Oh! Yo! Please. Oh.
Yeah, if there's ever been a record for most punches received in a foreign country, Johnny's probably got it. To add insult to injury, quite literally, it turns out the guy who punched him was a local veteran and popular streamer himself. The Korean community praised him, raised funds to bail him out, and even set him up in a 5-star hotel for his service. Meanwhile, Johnny's legal troubles continue to pile up. He's now facing charges for public disorder, obstructing business, THC use, the deepfake incident, and more. Basically, Johnny's only out at this point would require a teleportation device. With each punch, Johnny's I'm tough act started to crack. At this point, even his viewers, most of them who are watching for the train wreck, seem to be hate watching. Every time he apologizes, it's like watching someone try put out a fire with gasoline. He managed to go from annoying live streamer to public enemy #1 or for internet clout. And as if he hadn't already blown every second chance possible, he still insists this is all one big misunderstanding. Like he's somehow the victim of an entire country's collective outrage.
I was not aware of the significance of the statue. I was trying to get, you know what I mean? It was just entertainment for my audience. At first, I really didn't even know what it was.
Here's the thing, Johnny. When you've got half a nation on your tail and a court case that could land you in prison for 29 years, maybe it's time to consider that you're not the victim, but the problem. Right now, Johnny's best case scenario is 5 years in prison, worst case, nearly 3 decades. And when the dust settles, he might be permanently banned from returning to South Korea or any high trust society that doesn't want a repeat performance. The irony here is that Johnny's entire career has been based on live streaming his so-called adventures, but now he might have to face real-world consequences minus the safety net of the off button. So now, Johnny Somali, the guy who thought he could live stream his way around the world, annoying everyone he met, has found himself grounded in a foreign country with no passport and a list of charges that would make any defense lawyer nervous. So here's the lesson, in case anyone else is considering the Johnny Somali travel plan. When visiting another country, maybe don't make the locals wish they could stamp void on your passport. Because if Johnny's saga proves anything, it's that respect for others isn't just a nice idea, it's a basic human decency that everyone should practice, and might also just keep you out of jail.